All right, folks, this is the first video from Trappe Creek Forest Products and the first YouTube video I've ever recorded, so bear with me. Trappe Creek Forest Products, we're a brand new little company in Worcester County, Maryland that's producing lumber and producing charcoal, which is what this video is going to be about. What you're looking at here is a charcoal retort kiln. It was fabricated by Tyler Shirley in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and was brought up here by Kevin White and delivered yesterday. It was designed by myself using a lot of information off of websites and other YouTube videos, and for that reason I'm not being proprietary at all about what I'm trying out here. Also, I'm a history major, not an engineer, so I really don't have any professional business doing something like this, but we're going to give it a whirl and see what we can do. The retort kiln here is a way of producing charcoal that is advantageous because it's less environmentally polluting than other ways to make charcoal. Here on the lower eastern shore of Maryland, we're near the beach, and lots of people come and go camping. And we have a big, long national seashore here. And we're hoping that some of those people are going to want to buy some environmentally friendly, locally made charcoal. Since most people don't know that the United States imports about $120 million worth of charcoal a year from countries like Mexico, Paraguay, Indonesia. So we're going to try to make it right here. Let me give you a tour of the machine. Inside of what you're looking at, the core of it is a 500-gallon propane tank that's had the end cut off, and this fancy work here that I'll get into in a second. On top of the 500-gallon propane tank is about 3 inches of rock wool and then an aluminum skin. Running through and that provides insulation to build up the heat, because you need a lot of heat to make charcoal. Operating temperature of this thing will hopefully be around 350 or 400 Celsius, and that's pretty damn hot. Let's see here. Running through the 500-gallon propane tank is a 14-inch steel pipe, and it forms an L. The end of it is right here at the bottom, and it runs through the bottom of the propane tank and then turns up in an L and vents up here at the end. The inside of the propane tank, which I'll show you now, is wide open, and that's a chamber. It's about 10 feet long. I'm sorry you can't see it. It's a chamber about 10 feet long into which seasoned wood is loaded. I asked Tyler to put a little bit of a floor into this thing to make it easier to get the wood in and the charcoal out rather than having to deal with the curved bottom. We're going to have to come up with some ways to load and unload, because it's about 10 feet long, and of course that's a little bit hard to fully load it down there. Here on the main door, which is like everything Shirley makes, really quite heavy and stoutly made, we've got our temperature port and a thermometer. Here is the fire tube. I guess a barbecue might have a fire box. Well, here we've got a fire tube, and obviously have a damper. And here's the door. So in order to produce charcoal, here's how it works. We load up the chamber up here at the top, and we open up this vent, which is a vent for the main chamber. After we do that, we're going to light a fire here in the 14-inch steel fire tube. That fire, for the first hour or two, or maybe longer, we don't really know, is going to heat up the whole device, and the water content in the wood starts steaming off. After that, we stoke the fire, and the wood starts getting hotter. And eventually what starts happening is all the volatile organic compounds in the wood come out as gas. And once that starts happening, what we do is we close this vent right here and open this tube right here, which conducts the gas, this tube right here, which conducts the gas that's coming off the wood out of the main chamber and down and into the fire tube, because it's flammable. And from that point, once it starts exuding enough gas, the whole process of pyrolysis is self-sustaining. So all the gas coming off the wood gets burned in the tube, and it heats up the wood, or keeps the wood hot until it's all over and the wood's completely off-gassed, and what you're left with is carbon charcoal. Of course, you have to let the whole device cool down to a reasonable temperature before you open it up, because this is an oxygen-starved environment when the retort is operating. And of course, if you opened it up when it's really hot, you would get it wouldn't be very good. You'd have essentially an explosion probably. So it takes a while to do this. What else do I want to say here in the first video about this? It's on a trailer, it's mobile, means that we can get to the wood if that's what we want to do sometime. And the gentleman that did the skin, who was not from Shirley, it was someone else in Tuscaloosa, I'm sorry I don't know his name, put this kind of fancy flourish on the front, which I like. Not really necessary, but maybe adds a little bit of style. We'll get back to you once we have this thing in operation. There's a few details that we have to work out about how we're going to do it, but hopefully we're going to fire her up soon in the next few days, and cross your fingers for us that everything goes well. Like I said, it's a history major designed piece of engineering, and we hope it works. But once we do, I'll do some more videos about where our wood comes from and how we're packaging it and selling it. We're also going to produce biochar, which is in effect charcoal that's finely ground and activated. But more on that later. This video just to introduce you to Trappe Creek Forest Products and our charcoal retort kiln. Thank you for watching.